With 19 books, 11 games and over 8 years of games, it is no doubt that Five Nights at Freddy's stands out among other games. And I want to make it in Minecraft. Cause I'm an idiot. So here's the plan. I want to make a working Five Nights at Freddy's game where I have the regular map from the main game and also quite a few jump scares. The goal, make a working security system that includes the cameras, doors and lights, make custom animatronics so I can post it to the Minecraft marketplace, and finally, make it all not look completely terrible. This shouldn't be too hard, right? Okay, first things first, we need some references. This is quite a good reference image, so I think this is what I'm gonna go with. Okay, so we've got the basic map built up. You can see we've got like this pizzeria. And now we need to get some of the details in. So... okay, and now we've also decorated this entire area. Now for the animatronics. Let me walk you through it. This is Blockbench, and it's a software I've used before multiple times in other videos, and I do have a full-on video on how to use it. However, now that it's time to make some animatronics, I think I'm gonna start with Freddy. So... okay, this took way longer than it should have, but we finally have our very own Freddy Fazbear over here. Now I ended up changing the model from being an illager to just being a basic zombie because turns out working with an illager model with multiple layers is really annoying. And the model looks pretty fine in the game too, so let's now make Bonnie, Chica, and finally Foxy. And so now we have Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and of course, Foxy. So next up, the cameras. Now a pretty easy way to make a camera is by setting up a little barrier area like this, and then using a teleport command to teleport between different rooms. However, another thing is that I really want this to be an interesting experience, and I don't want it to just be boring, if that makes sense. So therefore, I actually want you to have about 10 seconds between switching cameras, and then 10 seconds you have to be in your actual room. To clarify this is not the only way to make a good security system. You can actually just use a test for command in your room, so if they do end up getting in your room and you're at the cameras, you would either way die. But I guess in this scenario I was just stupid enough to not think of it, so I guess this is what I'm going with. This altogether should make for a pretty interesting game mechanic. So... and now the roof is done too. So far this actually seems to be working, and in terms of making it creepy, this doesn't get much more creepy than it already is. However, we can do better, and what I want to do now is to make the cameras. So in total there are 11 cameras. However, I think I'm gonna get rid of the camera 6 and camera 7, which will then make it so that I do have a perfect amount of buttons for different cameras over here. And because there's no interior, this is gonna fit very nicely for a little camera system. So let's make some cameras. And boom, that is all the cameras down. I actually ended up going with only 6 because stuff like this is kind of unnecessary if they're gonna be there, because you'll basically be able to see it from here either way, and you want to close the door. Something else that might be good to notice, that you're gonna have blindness while having on the cameras, because you can see there's like 3 people here. Alright, let's make them actually work now. To clarify, I'm talking about the cameras, not the actual animatronics. but it wasn't even that interesting. I skipped through like an hour of footage, so I'll just skip to the interesting part. And boom, we should now be teleported to each individual camera, no matter which one we choose. This is for the Foxy, obviously. Then we have, of course, okay then. Turns out it was literally just that I had forgot to put a minus there before. So if we try this again, we hit this button, you can see we're teleported to the stage area. Okay, great. All the cameras are working as they should. So now what I'm gonna do is to try to make the doors. And I think I can do that through standard sticky pistons, although at the same time I kinda really wanna do it with commands because it's awesome. Now for the lights, it's pretty simple. We just need to place a button, lighting up the area for a bit just so you can see quickly enough. And then you can pull the lever, of course. We need to make sure that this lever makes a command block push down a door. So
2,000 years later.
okay, it took some tinkering, but both doors are now working. As you can see, they will also open whenever I pull up. Now it's a pretty simple circuit. It's really just a couple commands filling it with this door, or just filling it with air, of course. However, now I need to make sure that I get a battery going, and I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. Let's find out. Okay, just a few minutes later, and we've got a working door. So this is actually one that works with the battery, so you can see when I run out of battery, it should go away. Now this is all done through a fork, which is basically when multiple conditions have to be met for it to actually happen something. So basically, whenever you pull this lever, this thing will constantly launch out of the battery. And one of the conditions is that it needs to have stuff in it to be able to actually activate the door. So now we just need to build all this on the other side. And boom, that is the other side. I had to get a little bit creative with sharing the battery, of course, because there should only be one shared battery. There shouldn't be two. Of course, if you're making this yourself, you can also make it with two batteries, but I personally want one single battery that is affecting both doors. So we've got some battery here now. Let's try out the doors. Okay. Oh, because I've got this one, I'm so stupid. Thankfully, it was once again just my stupidity of forgetting to change numbers in the repeating command block. Now it should work. So putting in some battery. Doors closed. Doors open again. And if we close both doors, they should both be going up by the time I run out of power. Yes! I also just built a little lamp. I guess that's neat. So now we actually have a lamp. And by the time we run out of power, the lamp will close. Okay, so now that we have all this done, we need to quite literally program AI, because no, you don't actually have to do it. This next sequence is very confusing, as I was very tired and I just wanted to make sure that I got the beginning of the night done. But basically I ended up not programming a full-on AI, as they are moving around quite perfectly for you to actually still be on your toes at all times. And instead, I moved on to making every single hour of the night. That guy has spawned over there, and they are indeed in their cages, which is awesome. So we actually have the spawning of them already done. Also, that's supposed to be his guitar. Don't judge me, it's kind of difficult to make one. So now what we're gonna have to do is to check the time that the battery has, because one stack of blocks has to have a certain time, so I know exactly how many to put in. Okay, here we go. Let's place in a stack of cobblestone. Be ready with the timer. And it's about an approximate 37 seconds. Okay, so about 38 seconds is how much you get from one stack. So therefore I think I'm gonna place like maybe 3 stacks in there. So now what we need to do is to make sure that this thing resets every time you want to play again. And that has now been done as well. Okay, so now what I need to do is to get all the time in. Now this is where I can choose 2 things. I can either go with a daylight sensor, which is obviously the easy and most smart way in many ways, or I could literally control every single hour, which would be stupid and dumb and very inefficient. So that's what I'm doing.
The next day.
Alright, so it's like 7 AM in the morning. I just woke up and I needed to tell you that I've done a lot more on this than the last time I recorded, because I just ended up adding things over time, like, oh, it would be better like that, it would be better like that. So let me walk you through what I've done. The first thing you'll see is that all the 5 nights are now ready and they will automatically restart if you die. Another thing I've done is that any animatronic in the wrong hallway will just teleport. So let's do Freddy and Foxy for example, because Foxy's only supposed to go here, right? And he's able to, you know, he can go that way. If Foxy tries to run in this hallway, he will get teleported. You can see, even if he would attempt to go there, he will just teleport back. Like, it just doesn't work. And same thing for Freddy. He's allowed to only go in this corner, or hallway, I guess, and there he gets teleported. So, all together, the game is done. Like, the game itself is actually done, which is amazing. And you might also have realized the huge amounts of decoration all of a sudden. Now I'm gonna change this to be a little bit more compact, a little bit better, but my friend wanted to hop on. He's also a huge FNAF fan, so he wanted to hop on, try it out, and work a little bit on the pizzeria, so I don't know what everything is, but that's besides the point. And now for the big announcement. If you want to download this map, there is a link in the description. It is on mcpedl.com, and you can just click that link in the description and you'll find all my projects that I've done, such as chess and of course this 5 Nights at Freddy's. Now originally I was gonna post a full version on Patreon, so you would have to be a member for it, but I'm giving you a little bit of time to download it before I move it to Patreon, because I actually haven't got it set up yet, which means if you click the link right now, you can download this map. You'll keep it forever. You don't have to be a member later on, but that's basically where full versions of games are gonna come. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, of course, helps out a ton. This project took a while to make, as you might have seen, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.